Oh my goodness, I am live. I just saw that it said that. Good evening, anybody that is watching yet? So good. I don't see anybody in, so we're gonna wait a little bit. I'm just gonna wait here. I'm gonna put on maybe some. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do this on YouTube Live, but god darn it, I want to hear some Billy Ocean, baby. Some Caribbean Queen. Yeah. Hopefully, I don't get in trouble from YouTube for doing this. Oh, did it restart? That was weird. That was very interesting. Hmm. I wonder if it did restart it. So, anyways, we are watching tonight, everyone. Greetings and salutations from the Attic Review. Good evening. Welcome to movie night. Wait a few minutes for people to join in, but tonight we are watching Idle Hands, if you can tell from my shirt as well. This was a gift from my fantastic daughter, and she's amazing. Love this shirt. Love this movie since I was a kid. Released in April 30th, I think they said 1999. And I believe I read that it was kind of delayed a little bit because if you're around during that time, the Columbine accident happened, massacre, bad stuff happened around that time. And since given the nature of this movie and its violence towards the parents at the beginning, I believe that it was delayed in its release. But hey, nonetheless, got released, became like a cult classic. I want to say at the time too, it was already appreciated. So it's not as if like this movie got like a cult gathering later on. When it was released, I remember me and all my dumb ass friends just worship this movie. I mean, I wasn't into the devil's lettuce until like recently. So in high school, I was a clean cut kid. No drinking, no alcohol, no smoking weed, none of that stuff. But still, I thought the humor of all of it was really funny. So I appreciated it. Even like watching them take the bong rips and getting messed up off of that concoction of nutmeg and oregano. So I appreciated all of it, especially Jessica Alba. I had never seen her in anything else up until this point. And then all of a sudden, she just fell from heaven and was in this movie. And I had already began a love of horror, but seeing her in this movie, wow. And so again, I'm going to wait a few more minutes to see if anybody's going to jump on, and then I'm going to begin my commentary on Idle Hands. I'm trying to think as far as comedy horrors, because I can't just say straight horror. This is like any of my top 10 lists. Can't say that as pure horror, but it's a good thing that it's not pure horror. So in the world of the hybrid of comedy horror, slasher romance, this has a lot of hands here. But as far as comedy horrors, man, it's up there. But we've got a lot of heavy hitters in that category when it comes to horror comedy. Because, like, gosh darn, just thinking alone about Shaun of the Dead, that's a big one. But you know what, everybody, I would see. I've been talking to myself for about 3 minutes, and it's all good. People can't watch it yet. I understand. We've got busy lives. I understand that. But I'm going to go ahead and start the movie. So I will give constant updates on where we are at in the movie. So right now, I am pressing play on tonight's movie, Idle Hands. And here we go. I have the FBI warning. I've got Interpol warning. What else do I have? Scotland Yard warning. I've got it all, man. The film has been modified. I'm going to get some water. I'm already talking too much. Okay, we are officially starting the movie, y'all. We are at 7 seconds, 8 seconds. We've got the beautiful Columbia model showing us who released this bad boy. And we are starting the film now. And I must say, some horror movies have horrible openings. My brother-in-law can't get over how bad the opening for Event Horizon and I get it. Event Horizon had a pretty shitty opening. But this one right here, the opening for Idle Hands, oh my god, is fire. They have like this pool of crimson dark crimson red blood. And you just saw the eyes pop up. We're seeing like the credits. We see Devon Sawa. We're seeing a pentagram. But those eyes that light up, and this music is sick. The soundtrack and musical score for this, mwah, fantastical. But we are getting introduced to our actors for the movie. Just saw Jessica Alba, Fred Willard, who is going to be the dad for the opening. Again, however, the opening for this film is fire. I love seeing, oh my goodness, I wonder what color they got for that, like for that red. That's a very dark, evil red, man. And we keep seeing these eyeballs pop up, and again, can't get over the music. The music is fantastic. But here we go. We got these credits, and now the opening, the true opening. We have a jack-o'-lantern in Anton's house. And what a gorgeous house. I love the creeping up into the house right here. And I just found this out. I'll say it again later on for when people get on here. But the neighborhood that they're in, this is where Halloween was shot. So we're looking at Haddonfield here. We have this nice POV of us. It's almost like we're the killer creeping up on this family the way we are approaching this house. And this family loves Halloween. Got the decorations. We've got kind of foreshadowing there with the two, I guess, like stand-ins, two mannequins with the pumpkin, the jack-o'-lanterns lit up. And now we're going to the top floor. And given our point of view, like we do feel like we're stalking the family, which is nice directing. Nice transition from the window to the back of the book that the mom is reading. So again, I saw this movie with my best friend in high school. And his mom was the best person. She was just fantastic, a wonderful woman. But I remember watching this movie, and I was just like, oh my goodness, that's her. I'm not going to say her name on here, but I love her very much. Fantastic woman. But when I was watching this, I got sad because I was like, oh no. She suffers such an awful fate in this movie, the actress, of course, the character. We're saying her goodnightsies. This part freaked me the hell out. She looks up, it's dark, and I'm under the bed. That's on my shirt, actually. You see that? So she gets that message of I'm under the bed, and she's freaked the fuck out. I mean, how would you feel if you're trying to go memes, you're trying to go to sleep, and you wake your ass up to look at the ceiling, and it says, I'm under the bed? Ugh. That's freaky deaky, bro. Now, looking under the bed like that from on top, that's wild to me. You got to have a bat and some distance, not just hanging your freaking frumpy body over that. You crazy for that, man. We're getting, they're painting the family picture as very wholesome. Parents seem nice. The father is agitated with a teenage son, which I guess is normal for that, you know. But now she's really scared. She hears noises in the house. And how come I don't have subtitles on? Oh my God. Because no one's on here yet. But I need subtitles whenever I watch a movie. And now, okay, so she's hearing noises downstairs. She is freaked out. But who wouldn't be? I always don't like hearing people say that, oh man, I wasn't even scared, or this is happening. It's lack of imagination, or you've never been in danger. Because if you're at home and nobody's supposed to be in your home where you're supposed to feel safe, and all of a sudden you're hearing noises after seeing this threatening message, you're going to be afraid. I guarantee it. Got too many tough people out there, I swear, that have never felt danger. And this lady is clearly, this house is in danger. And judging from like the first 8 minutes of this movie, you wouldn't guess it would be as comedic as it is, because this feels pretty serious right now. Goddamn cat gave us a jump scare. I mean, she got scared. I wasn't scared. What a pretty cat, though. I always get sad whenever I see animals, though. Like, what is that, bones? Because whenever I see the animal in a horror movie, I'm like, that animal's going to get towed up somehow. I don't know how or when, but it's going to happen. And so this poor lady is now worried about her husband. She sent him down there to check on the house to make sure everything's locked up tight. No killers in the area, even though you live in the Haddonfield area. Where are they in this movie? I forgot. But she's worried about her hubby. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And she's trying to see where Anton is. Where's Anton at, that silly boy? And he's got like the cool attic room. Oh, attic review, that's me. But she's checking like where you pull the string down and the stairs come down. I don't. Is that like a Midwest Northwest thing? Not really big over here in the Southwest or the West areas that I've seen. But they have like those. What was in Christmas Vacation where Chevy Chase got stuck in there? And the mother is now blowing out the candles that the husband said he did blow out, that liar. It doesn't matter because he's dead now. Poor son of a bitch, because she just slipped in his blood and she's piecing everything together. This is a bad thing. Rightfully so, she runs upstairs trying to get Anton still. Poor thing, she's hoping that her slacker son's going to save her. I mean, if you've seen the movie, you already know. But she's thinking that Anton's going to save her. She rushes back to the bedroom. I think this is where people have like that phobia of something grabbing at their feet from under the bed. This is a great display of it. She's trying to press 911. And, the phone gets pulled over from under the bed and then bam! Dude, she gets yanked under there. And what a gory ass scene. It's like a flop, flop, flop. Oh, whop, 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 whop. Gonna fuck her up. And then we see, oh, the rumbling of the bed really gets me because I just know that killer is going to work on her. And we go back to the, oh man, to the sign. It was prophetic. Somebody was under that bed. And now we go to the song. Woo, woo, everybody now. Whatever song that is. Anton wakes up. Actually, Bones wakes up Anton. I don't know what time of the day it is, but it's not early morning. Anton's waking up. That part cracks me up. He didn't like the music in one. So he went to the other one. And it was the same song. He just switched headsets. And he's got the stoner attire on. Boxer shorts. Long sleeve shirt. And what's interesting about this, I was reading, is that as the movie goes on, he adds more clothing on. He doesn't take anything off at all. So throughout the whole movie, he's just adding more layers of clothing on and just goes on like that. Now we see Anton played by the awesome Devon Sawa. Devon Sawa, that son of a bee. What a career, man. Starting in like Casper, then Little Giants, Final Destination, to now the acclaimed Chucky series, which I hear is good. I'll have to check that out one of these days. But Devon Sawa, always loved him. Great actor. Great icon of the 90s. My boy here is a stoner slacker that can't find food or his parents. Parents are gone, so that means he can smoke it up, but he's hungry. But it doesn't matter to him. He's scratching his ball sack with the back scratcher. And then from ball sack to the back of his head, this grimy son bee. And on the news, it's saying, hey, man, we're finding 4 bodies, killers at large, but he don't care. He's on the moon right now, baby. Stoned. Stoned. And he's getting stoned right now, which is a pretty cool apparatus that he has of that inhaler disguised as a little makeshift bong. I don't know what to say for that one. And here he's just enjoying life, watching some cartoons, doing his thing. Until it is cashed. And talking about, it's just weird seeing the legalization of weed now compared to like back in the late 90s when it's illegal. And he's out now. Normally you could just go to a dispensary and pick that shit up. Then you're out, you got to call the plug or call your friend and hopefully they have stuff. So he's looking for some cannabis. And his friend's like, hey, you lazy bitch, get on over here. This ain't Domino's. Come on over here. And so we have the first layer of clothing that he's adding on. He adds on, I think, a hoodie. He's got some nice little sandals on. Beautiful house in the Haddonfield neighborhood. There's Randy working on his truck. Randy, oh, speaking of Event Horizon, that's Randy, yeah. He was a Baby Bear. Baby Bear got messed up in Event Horizon. And he's great in this movie, too. I like how Anton sneaks in, and we got some Sublime going. And immediately, we are hit with a crude, brash, stoner humor. And Anton is named after Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan. If y'all didn't know that. And I'll probably have to say that again because no one's on right now. I'm just talking to myself, but I don't care because I like doing that shit. Again, they got just jokes left and right. And this is what it's like hanging with the boys. I'm an old man, and I can tell you that shit don't stop. Like, you still act like a moron and say the dumbest shit around your friends. Even, I mean, I'm just gonna tell you that it doesn't change. We've got Seth Green playing Mick, and then we got Eldon Henson playing Penup, and everyone knows Seth Green. Whatever you want to say about him, whatever. But I've always liked him as an actor. I've liked his work, like in It. Jesus, everything is in. Excuse me. Even in Entourage, where he's such an asshole. But nobody gives enough credit to Eldon Henson. That dude has got a freaking resume. That dude is so awesome. I remember I was shocked when I saw him in Daredevil. I was like, oh, awesome. That dude was in like Butterfly Effect, and I forgot all the other movies, but he's underappreciated. Fantastic actor. And now they're discussing why they should be nervous. I'm sorry. Let me see. We are at the 12-minute, 10-second mark. 11-second. 12-12. 12-13. Uh-oh. And then when she stole my heart, Jessica Alba. I'm not liking the little biker outfit that she's got on. Or that stupid helmet. Safety first. Or that stupid helmet. But geez. She's so beautiful. And this is when I first saw her. I don't know how many people knew her from other things. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea what she was in before this. I heard like daytime television. I'm not sure. Get a little sippy sip. So, Mick and Penup are letting him know that there's nothing going on in this town because of the curfew. And they're eating Cheetos, smelling their nuts. Like, they really like smelling their nuts in this movie. I don't remember doing that a lot as a teenager. Maybe these guys just, I don't know what they're doing. But now, Anton has a way in to go speak to my girl, Jessica Alba. She left her lyrics book, which they are some whack-ass lyrics. But sometimes you got to cap to clap. You know what I'm saying? But they're gassing him up now, man. Go over there, dude. Go say hi to her. What's the worst that could happen? You're Devin Sawa, you jerk. And it makes me so sick that she throws herself at him in this movie. He's got nothing for her. He's not even wearing pants. And again, we're adding to the layer of clothing that he puts on throughout the movie. Now he's adding jeans, and they're not even his pants. And I forgot to mention, he went over there for some marijuana, and they lied to him. They're like, oh, no, this is cashed out. Sorry, dude. And as soon as he leaves, look what I found. He lied. He lied about saying he was dry. And if you watch this part, I wonder, well, obviously this is a mess up. It's like he's trying to light it. He's having some trouble. I'm not going to lie. I stick to like vapes. I hate working those lighters. I burn the shit out of myself every time. Oh, right. The little pervert's got her lyrics book and he's sniffing it. You little weirdo. No wonder Final Destination got your ass. All proud like he just did something. Well, he did. He's being a nice guy. I'm just being jealous. Because he got to feel up Jessica Alba and stare at her. And who writes lyrics like that? Like a freaking serial killer trying not to get caught. Her shit's from like cut out words from magazines. What a freak. I'm judging there. That's some weird shit to do. Writes lyrics like that. And her, oh, she's so adorable. She's like, oh, my book. Thank you so much. And he just shoves it at her. Punk. Very sad. But I'm glad. Get away from my girl, Anton. And now we shift gears here. We're on one storyline of Anton and his dumbass friends talking about this killer going around their town. And now we're at a jail. And we see Vivica Fox as a nun. Sister Liquor. She's like, that's liqueur. But we see her here, and what is this storyline? What is this angle? She's obviously looking for something. And she sees this guy, and he's got a funky hand. It's almost like that scary movie Toon hand. And I always crack up at this part because she did not get what she was looking for. And instead of disrobing in her Winnebago that was about 30 feet from the police station, immediately after walking out, 10 steps out, she starts undressing from her nun outfit. God, she is gorgeous, though. But it's just funny. I mean, that's part of the movie, I know. But come on now. You're not going to wait till you get to you're not in plain sight to reveal your true identity. And I never understood this either, like the pattern that she's going off of to make the pentagram. This reminds me of, if anyone's seen the first Power. The first Power, same shit. Like, they have all those markings, but it's like, is this going with like chronological time? What's going on here? But all of a sudden, she like makes the little connections to make the one of these. But I don't know what led her to go in that pattern, aside from wanting to make that. Otherwise, I'm calling bullshit. She don't know what she's doing. We transition back to Anton, that Satan lover. He's got some Alpo and I think some food for himself. And what a cool scene. He's down some alleyway. And it's like this fog machine's there at the right time. And it's weird because, like, I don't know the purpose of the scene other than to look cool. But something cool I read about when they were making this movie is that they all kind of had to feel that they were making a different movie. Like, Anton, what's his face? Devin Sawa was saying that they thought they were filming more of a drama almost. And other people thought they were filming more of a comedy. And I guess the director had more of like a giallo film, which you can really see the giallo elements. I mean, aside from the lighting and stuff like that, but how he's presenting the point of view and everything else like that. So even though I say the scene seems kind of pointless, we still have the cops coming out. So that way they can play a purpose later on when they get slaughtered. And we are at the 18-minute mark, 24 seconds. And the cops are admitting that they were losers in high school. And they're like, whoa, Anton, did you ever invite us? Nope. And he's even like shows the disrespect still by trying to score some za from them. And they're like, dude, we're freaking cops, man. And one of them almost has the right idea about Anton's little device, but the other one's like, hey, man, it's for... The other cop was right. And they're... George found a new home. Such a funny little line that I don't think a lot of people picked up on. I love miscellaneous quotes, and that's one of my favorites. George found a new home. And again, the legality of weed is something so funny here because this generation, I don't think would really know the restraint and how scary it was to even have like a baggie. I wasn't doing that. I was a good kid, like I said. But Anton's getting the maximum fine for a baggie, but he's still out of weed, which leads us to coming up now. He is about to smoke that concoction that Panub suggested earlier. If you remember, Panub's like, if you're out of weed, oh, hey, Aunt Carol, what's up? We are at the 19-minute, 43-second mark. And since my man is out of natural devil's lettuce, and he's just watching some freaky-ass music video. What is that? But he's about to mix up some nutmeg and oregano. And that dog that's in this movie about to watch him smoke, that dog was actually in Road Trip. So this dog that was in Road Trip, he's watching Anton smoke weed. In the movie, he actually talks to the old man, the grandpa. He talks to the grandpa after they're both high. And I think he says, like, to tell the old lady, he calls her an old bitch and make her some blueberry pancakes. So that dog's famous. So this dog loves weed, apparently. This must be like a trap dog. A trap dog. Because he just loves being around all this weed, even though that's not weed that Anton's about to smoke. Again, I've got a couple more people on here. Awesome. But I was just saying how Anton is named after Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan. And my psychotic daughter, she has a fish named Anton. And at first she was like, oh yeah, that's for Anton from Idle Hands. But then she's like, and also the Church of Satan guy. And I was like, what kind of monster have I created? I mean, it's a proud moment, but still. So he smokes that oregano and nutmeg, and he just, ugh. And if you're watching, he's rinsing his mouth out the sink, which I think some people have done that when they've hit the bong too hard and stuff. But like, he pours dishwashing soap into his mouth. That wasn't scripted. He thought it would be funny, so he did it. And there's something about horror movie sandwiches that are always, they look fire. And the knives always have blood on it for some reason. How come we can't get away from that trope? So he's making a sandwich, which, despite the blood, looks kind of yummy. But it has bologna. I hate bologna so much. I love my grandma, but my grandma used to always have bologna sandwiches. It makes me sick to my stomach. But I like the mayonnaise. This really reminds me of Halloween 2. And now Anton's freaking out. So we are at the 22-minute mark exactly. He drops his sandwich. He's like, oh, the killer's in the house. The killer's in the house. So he's freaking out. He's having to crash out right now. Not feeling too hot. And the kitty finds an eyeball. And again, this dog has been through some shit in his acting career. Now, Anton is pushing the doggy out. I swear to God, I didn't notice this on my own. But when he's pushing this doggy out, the dog has a visible boner. I didn't need to know that information. This is from IMDb. I did not just know this or notice it. But on IMDb, they're like, yeah, the dog that he pushes into the hallway visibly has an erection. They chose those words, not me. But he does. His little red rocket's hanging out. Maybe that'll fend off the killer. But Anton's all freaked out looking around. Great directing once again. Speaking of directing, one moment here. Sorry, everybody. One moment here. Okay, much better. I didn't just disappear. I'm fine. Don't contact the authorities. I'm here. And right in time for I'm under the bed. Anton's trying to... It's very funny now because, like, if you've seen the movie, he's running from himself. But this is scary. Knocks over, and the decorations are actually his parents. Oh, man. And that was the missing eyeball that Bones was looking on. I'm going to pause it real fast. We are at the, 24-minute mark, 16 seconds. And it's at this point, I'm going to press play, but 24 minutes, 16 seconds. And he sees his dad, and his dad is just like, that look of like grimace, that was actually really scary. Anton gets out because murder makes people want to vomit. And there's that Giallo feel, man. The colors outside, I like the director's style. Those colors are doing it for me. And I never noticed this, but as Penub and Mick come up to Anton to say what up, in the background in the house, you can see Jessica Alba playing bass. I never noticed that before until I did some research on the movie. Pausing at 24 minutes, 41 seconds. 24 minutes, 41 seconds in the background. Penub and Mick came to see Anton like, oh, what's up, my friend? Here's a slushie. Why are you so afraid? But if you look in the back at the house, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. Grape soda. If you look in the back, clear as day, you can actually see Jessica Alba, Molly, playing her bass. I never noticed that until today. That's pretty cool. It pays to look at IMDb trivia. People think I just have all this knowledge. Well, I do for a reason because I just research it right there. They have phenomenal stuff to know about movies. And I'm a nerd, so I love reading stuff like that. We have the moron friends coming in here, and they are dancing to Pop That Coochie. Hey, pop that coochie, baby. Oh, there it is. There it is. And as Seth Green and them are doing a dance, and quite the music video. Oh, man. God damn. They completely ignore the dead parents, and then they freak out. And then we get some stoner humor left and right. Starts pounding them. I know CPR. Baywatch. This generation won't understand the Baywatch reference, but parents are dead. And yeah, they're in disbelief. And here comes the Baywatch joke. That's my dad. And that's and we have some evidence gathering. We've got some evidence. Mama is holding something in her hand. It's a piece of cloth. And that piece of cloth belongs to Anton. That shit goes to his shirt. So, now we're getting to something. I think they even spelled it too. It said ant. And he delivers that line. What? They were killed by ants? Please don't be stupid. So yeah, the evidence is mounting that Antezi here is the killer. Yeah, there it is. It's written in blood, ant. And then Panub has to make that stupid ass joke. He just has to. What? They were killed by ants? Yeah, please don't be stupid. Do you have an evil ant? Do you have a. Okay, we are at the 27-minute mark now, or we're approaching 27 minutes. And here comes the onion earrings joke. But I never noticed that they were two left ears. They were the Feldstein twins. They were reported murdered earlier in the movie, if you were paying attention. In the backdrop, they were talking about that left and right. And now they decided to be like, oh, this piece of cloth, Anton, is this from your shirt? Yeah, it is. And like, oh, the killer was wearing your shirt. Nah, dog. They think the killer was wearing me. Anton, you're right. The killer was wearing you as you lift up your hand, and it matches this paint right here. And dun dun dun, Killer Anton time. Because Mick wants to call 911 as he forgets the number, but that idle hand of Anton's is going to do some damage. It don't want to go to jail. It's about to do some murder. Murder! And here we go. So he's trying to reason with his friend, and he makes an OJ joke, which again, I guess was still relevant. It's 1999. He could make that joke then. But trying to reason with his best friend. Hey, man, do you want a beer? Whoosh, let's do it then. Oh. Poor Panub. Trying to get a smoke on, and here's his other friend getting murdered by his other best friend. And that's got to be a trip. Like, this maybe is like I don't know, a metaphor for like addiction or something, because like this guy doesn't want to do these bad things, but this hand is just going off, man. It is just crashing out left and right. Like, he loves his parents. He don't even remember doing it. He loves his best friends probably more than his parents. And yet here he is, slicing and dicing. And he actually has the audacity to be like, I can't believe you had me smoke that shit. Talking about the nutmeg and oregano. And that hand, dude, like Devon Sawa's physical acting, like the comedy physicality that he has is unreal. We talk about the greats like Chris Farley, and I'm trying to think of some other really great physical comedians with their comedy. Dude, Devon Sawa kills it in this shit. And poor Panub made a mistake. You don't go into the basement when you're getting chased by a killer, bro. There's no way out. Unless there's like a fire escape or something like that. But sometimes that shit could be locked. That's a horrible place to go. And you see Devin Sawa fighting his ass off as he's trying to like navigate going down the stairs, and Panub is fighting for his life. He's now starting to realize it's not me, it's this goddamn fucking hand. He has a window to leave. We are at the 30-minute mark. He's trying to tell Panub to run, and it's all for naught. Uh-oh, here we go. He's, oh yeah, everything's gonna be okay. I'm not gonna tell anybody, I swear. And then, wow, that's a hell of a throw with that blade. And great graphics as you see his neckline just start to turn red and his head roll back. Well done, movie. Well done. And then it says one last word as like the head's upside down. Woo! I'm huge on angles. Okay, so here comes Anton from The Killing, and he's walking. This might be my favorite part of the movie. He walks right into that beam. On first watch, and how dark and shadowy he is, it doesn't look like an actual beam. So when he just walks headfirst into it, and apparently, according to IMDb, he like anytime they had to do any reshoots of him walking into that pole, he was doing it for real and just smashing his face. That's why I love Devin Sawa. And this guy has like post-nut clarity right now. It sounds like that. Like, what have I done? What have I done? I think most guys know that feeling. But this is about murder, not boning. And he did some bad shit, and this hand is just relishing in it. And is it... What, I'm trying to see which hand it is. That's interesting. Because normally, I hate to say this, but because of like, biblical teachings from Catholic high schools and stuff, normally the left is supposed to be perceived as the evil one. So it's funny that the right hand is evil in this one, and the left is actually good. Because the right hand is on demon time. Don't give no shits about the neighborhood, Anton's loved ones, Bones. Bones the cat. Remember how I said earlier? Probably not. No one was watching. But Bones the cat, I was like, oh, what a cute kitty. Whenever you say that, that cat, dog, whatever's going to get jacked up. Here comes poor Bones around Anton. Anton's fighting for the remote and gets it. But old Bonesy here gets yeeted out the window. I shouldn't laugh at the animal cruelty, but this is comedy, baby. It's funny. He launched poor Bones. But it's a conversation starter. He gets to go talk to Molly again. That son of a... Give him this grape soda, man. Physical comedy again. The way he launched himself over, the deck. Oh my, over the porch. We are at 33 minutes, 8 seconds, and he's about to say hello to Molly again. And he kicked himself over the porch again. Oh my God, why does she have to wear that? Oh, Jessica Alba. This is where, yeah. I don't think I ever got over her. But Anton somehow, after being an animal abuser, killing his parents, killing his best friends, gets a prize from this universe and gets to hook up with her. It's a sick world. That's why I say God's got a sense of humor. It's just, I don't think a lot of us think it's funny. I mean, I think it's funny sometimes. Like right here, yeah. He looks super suspicious. He is bloody as shit with his hand in his pocket, looking like he's playing some pocket pool. And she's just like, why don't you come on inside my house, baby boy? I have a thing for you. Where is that logic? And he's seriously like, oh, I'm not myself today. I'm like completely different. She's like, oh, I like that red flag. Bring that ass inside now. Shit. I couldn't even finish that joke because I was so flustered seeing how smiley she is at him. And he looks abusive. So yeah, do you want to come inside? That hand is clearly dangerous. They The hand. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that later on, the hand when he chops it off, that's the same hand actor from Adam's Family. This movie is just chock full of Easter eggs and references to other movies. Adam's Family with the hand, the doggy from Road Trip, Anton to the Church of Satan, and now the scene that breaks my heart. And that's funny. I never noticed that in Jessica Alba's room. She actually has a nun doll or something like on her coat rack. And look at that. At first, she was all mad that he betrayed her trust. He read those lyrics. Those weren't his lyrics to read, but he did it anyways. And she's like, "You read them?" And then he sings it all goofy, and she falls in love. God damn it, this man's got riz. Bullshit. How do you get riz like that, Anton? Devin Sawa, I love you though, bro. But they have this part in the commercial where she's all bent over looking at music and shit, and he's like, whap, and grabs him a handful, and I was like, how? Wow. Who put this in the movie? That's completely inappropriate. Not her. She's an angel, my dark angel. Oh, yeah. It's just the dynamics in this I never understood, and just made me insanely jealous. That's crazy what's going on here. And then after getting assaulted by this skivvy stoner, she's like, "Oh, no one's ever had the balls to grab me like that. Let me reward you with some kissies." What the fuck is that? So now she's gonna make out with this oregano throw up breath after he just grabbed her cheeks and then he's choking her. Of course she loves it. Man, did her parents not fucking love her? Shit. He's choking her, got blood all over him, just grabbed her ass, and she's like, "Oh, I love it. I love it." This is what confused me about girls, man. She's like, "Oh, how naughty," after he's like biting his hand, and she's like, this is why Ted Bundy did the shit he did. Again, not victim blaming. I'm just saying this is a movie. And he's tying himself up, and she's like, ooh, kinky. But I mean, if it was me getting away with this, I guess I wouldn't be complaining. I'm just really jealous. Thank God. I don't want to see this anymore. Can we cut? I don't want to see this nonsense anymore. And this hand is mad. It wants to kill, and it's. And we do a quick cutaway to Vivica Fox saying she's got to go kick some evil's ass. I love Vivica Fox. I was just watching Kill Bill, and that was such a good fight scene with Uma Thurman. But she got some ass to kick. No, I'm sorry. She got some evil ass to kick. And I can't tell if they had coitus or not. But after their pillow talk is interrupted, Anton's got to get back and go bury his dead friends. That son of a bitch. And it's not as if this was just, oh, I was hot free for a little bit. Now she wants to go on a full-fledged date with him. God. I know I said I love this movie, but I don't agree with the logic of it. I just don't. And now he gets just to squirm away. Later, Anton. This is such a great scene. We are at the 38 minutes, 40-second mark, we'll say. This is the Giallo aspect again. Look at that red and green. Amazing. And he's saying a little prayer. Like, I don't think Anton's really the praying type, but he's trying, and these colors are so badass. You gotta love the colors. If you couldn't tell, I am. Yeah, I'm a sucker for colors and stuff like that. I just am. Well, I think most humans are. Most beings are. And this movie has a wonderful usage of colors. Given right here. Anton's in his backyard saying bye-bye to his friends. Okay. But the colors really add to it. And then when the guys pop up right now, woof, it just adds to, I don't know, man. They look sinister, even though we find out later on their intentions aren't sinister, but so freshly dug into the ground. He's saying his sorries. Okay, Anton, you're sorry for killing your best friends. Reminiscing about TVs, smoking weed, and that's about it. Like, that's their friendship, which I laugh at. What more can you do around that age? Sports teams? Shit, man. Sometimes your best memories are just hanging out with your boys, drinking, smoking, straight west coasting. So his memories, they're not many to list off, but I'm sure they're wonderful. And it's going to be even more wonderful when his friends pop up from the dead to come back. I mean, now they are the living dead, unliving dead. And here they come. Colors again, green and red. Let's go. Should we go green? Green doesn't look good here for some reason. I'm going to put green right here, you see? How does the green look? We'll go for the green and red for right now. I guess we can go with green for those colors, for the giallo-like elements. And my boy's hallucinating. Maybe it's still the nutmeg and oregano, but he's like, hey, man, let me out. You really didn't kill me. Just let me out. And he's freaking. He wants to toke, but no. That fresh ground gives away, and here comes a hand to drag him to hell. Or maybe not. But we got one body popping up. And I'm not going to lie, again, for this being a comedy, this shit is pretty scary when you see this happening. All of a sudden, it's like, you've got Penub popping up, then you got Mick. Oh, you've got Mick popping up first. And he's got that bottle in his head still, and that looks cool as shit, but also completely terrifying. Cool shot, though, as he's walking up out of the grave. That's badass. And then Penub pops up with no head. Boom. Did I like the green better? Maybe I did like the green better. Huh. And then you see Penub's head, like, hey, watch it, man. And then he gets knocked out by the body holding the shovel. And now we've all had some wild nights out there. I know sometimes I woke up like, what the hell happened? And I'm sure this guy, after smoking regular weed, nutmeg and oregano, maybe it all felt like a fever dream. So he's waking up like, hey, what happened? Maybe I didn't commit those atrocious crimes after all. So Anton is waking up at the 42-minute, 20-second mark. Almost looks identical to like a Groundhog Day of the day before. He's walking downstairs with headphones. Oh, his homies are downstairs. Things should be cool, right? Thank God you guys are alive. But he sees them, and they are very much dead. Like, I love it. He's got that bottle in his head, and he's feeding his decapitated friend Cheeto Puffs. Gotta love 90s horror, man. I mean, that's... Now, a fan of which scene? Of them coming downstairs and seeing the friends? I mean, I get it for... I don't know, establishing the story going forward about these two and why they're still here. Again, I guess it's kind of like fluffer time for it, perhaps. And so, yeah, so he's asking, so why are you here? We need a place to kick it. The makeup is pretty cool, though. I do enjoy the makeup a lot. The makeup is top notch. I like it. And he's asking the right questions, like, are you flesh-eating zombies? I would ask my friends that, and I'm hoping they would tell me the truth. And he's like, yeah, it's not like we're good people, but we don't go around killing people. Yeah, Anton, you are very judgy after having murdered about 6 people. 6, right? Or maybe 7. And they kind of had this in the advertisements for it, like the trailers, but it was a little different. And I hate when they do that. Like, you look at Scream 2, Scream 5, they have really cool moments that they have in the trailer that they don't even have in the fucking movie. And they changed up the lines here a lot. And now they're asking about the hand. Like, what the hell is up with the hand? And again, I got to say, I do think it's funny that it's the green, huh? So right now I have a purple and red, so the green's better. Okay, let's try the green again. But because, I mean, anyone who is religious at all kind of knows, like, they always talk about how the left hand is evil and chop it off, all this other shit. Left-handed people are the devil. But this movie has his right hand as the possessed one. Always found that interesting. Okay, we are at the 45-minute mark. We got Randy being a natural predator. This girl is mourning the twins that got killed. This part is just 90s at its finest. Very crass. I'm going to say these lines. These aren't my words. Okay? She's like, I feel really bad because I was always so mean to them. Like, this one time, they asked me to go out on a double date. And I thought they were, I'm not going to say the word, I thought they were dumb because there was only one of me. And so I told them to go blow each other. Now, Randy's response, wow, did they? Oh, man. And what's interesting about this scene is that these actors did not find out that they were cousins until they met on set. And I don't know the conversation, but I just read that, yeah, they didn't know that they were related until they started filming this part. And the Randy, that actor, I don't remember his name. I like his work a lot, but I guess he is a homosexual. But he had to use the F word in this movie. He had to say it once or twice, and I don't think he really was too happy about it, and that's too bad. But again, phenomenal actor. Loved him in Event Horizon, and he's also in this movie called Breakdown with Kurt Russell, and where like him and his wife break down on their Jeep, and this trucker comes along and like kidnaps the wife. He's got a small role in that movie. So this dude in Idle Hands is fantastic. Burger joint, the Burger Jungle. Devon Sawa was about to go into this place, and we are all focused on him committing murder in the kitchen, which is really funny. But here we go. We are about to see a cameo, a very famous cameo, a guy from Blink 182. A guy from Blink 182 you're going to see right here. We see Anton's hand going nuts, seeing all the stuff he can commit murder with. I'm going to pause it. 47 minutes and 10 seconds. Tom DeLonge of Blink 182 is one of the employees. Anton goes up to him and says, hey, man, break time. And Tom DeLonge from Blink 182 is like, all right. That alien UFO loving motherfucker. I love him. Just as crazy as me. Pressing play. 47 minutes, 12 seconds. Tom DeLonge takes off. And there's something about movie food that just looks incredible all the time. Like, I don't know about this place. I don't think it's real. Burger Jungle, whatever. But just seeing those fries frying and those tomatoes and that meat just looks good. I know that actor, damn it. And the hand is just trying to kill everybody. He launches that knife at the manager and he barely misses it. But yeah, so we just saw Tom DeLonge of Blink 182, and Anton's trying to get answers, and he's not really getting anything at all. Here we go. Anton's trying to give him... No, sorry. Randy is trying to give Anton some life advice, I guess. And that's where we hear the term, idle hands are the devil's playground, which is actually, yeah, I guess a good metaphor. But this guy takes it literal, so it doesn't end well for him or the cops that he encountered the previous day, those losers that he made fun of. I can't say shit because I was a loser. Still a loser. Now we got some Dracula going and got some Rob Zombie. And I hate to be that guy because I'm not, Mr. Oh, I'm this horror fan and certain things I just don't like. But Rob Zombie movies, I just can't get into. Stick to music, my man. I love you, and I love your love for horror movies. But Rob, God damn it, your movies, bro. So Anton taking to, Devil's Playground he's knitting. Starting to knit to keep his hands busy. But the police are going to show up. Ain't going to be good for him. Oh, shit. Because these cops are going to go by probable cause. And they're outside of, again, the Giallo theme of the outside of the house is fantastic. I cannot get enough of that look. And so they're trying to find a reason to get into the house now. And they're sneaking around. Like, we know that they're going to say, like, okay, that's bullshit. You need a warrant. But probable cause. We think he might be the murderer. Go solve this shit. Big mistake, fellas. Big mistake. Because they don't know that Anton ain't nothing to fuck with. And he's got those crochet needles? Whatever. He's got needles, okay? And they're trying to make him stop, but he's trying to tell them, yo, back up. I'm doing this for your own good. And they shoot Panub. Like, he's like, I think you should do what the officer's saying. The officer's like, oh. So Mick Nash is like, I was going to say you should listen to the cops, but now I just say kill him. It's so funny the way he does that. And the makeup, again, with that bottle on his head. I wish I had a smaller bottle to do that. That had to be so annoying with that on your head for, like, whatever filming scenes you had. And now we got the cops trying to bring in Anton, real nervous, like, and like, cuff me. And they're like, put down your shit. He's like, I can't. God damn it. Great tense situation. For a comedy horror, again, this movie is brilliant in creating these tense sessions where it's like, the cuff me situation with the cops, and then he goes on a rampage. Oh, again, that right hand gets loose and goes taking everybody out. And then the taser, Jesus. That dude already has like a skeleton face, so just it's seeing get fried up like that. It's oh man. Idle Hands brings it when it comes to the gore. I always forget that. For being a comedy as well, woof! It's got some gnarly kills in here. And they're all gassing up like, go, Buffalo! That's what's up. That's how we do it around here. Tell the boys. Album dropping, Pussy Crew, you already know, man. That's what's up. But now he's starting to feel that post-nut clarity of, I just killed more people because of this fucking hand. I'm going to chop it off. And now here comes the difficult part. How do you chop this bitch off, man? Especially one that's so wild like that. Like, what the fuck are you going to do? And they come up with some solutions. Not very good ones, but they're going to try. And I like what's the word I'm looking for? Innovation? Ingenuity, maybe, perhaps? But here he goes. He's like, oh, man. He is lacing. It looked like he was lacing up. Instead, he's just lacing up his hand to, get chopped up by that staple. I've never seen that product, the bagel cutter, but it looks very not efficient. Excuse me. And they're like, oh, he's asking him, how are you going to chop off the other one? He's like, oh, man, left one's a keeper. I get to spank my monkey. I don't know if you're right hand dominant, trying to spank it with the other hand, that's asking for an accident. You're going to hurt yourself. Don't do it. Don't listen to Anton. He's trying to cut his hand over the bagel guillotine thing. So don't ever listen to him and try left hand spanking your monkey. You will hurt yourself. Back to the movie. We are at 53 minutes and 8 seconds. And we have Seth Green with the, look at me, I'm Leatherface. I love that impression. That sold me in the trailer. And still looking for how to get rid of this idle hand. So they got the knife, and they're trying to chop it, but it's just moving around everywhere. Like, have you seen Zoolander, where he has that spa day, and they're trying to touch his wiener, and his wiener keeps moving around like that? That's how the hand is right now. And he's trying to chop it up, but he can't. And I don't know who's more frustrated, Anton or his friends, witnessing this ludicrous act. So we got a solution. Let's get our decapitated friend. Open up, bite down, then he chops it off. I can't believe they showed that nub after Panub helped a brother out. He's like, oh, we screamed like a girl, man. And they're smart. At least they cauterized it. But my question is, Why was that iron already on? It's not as if you could just grab an iron and it's ready to go. I just noticed that. Did it? I mean, does Anton really look like the type to iron clothes? No. So why was that on? Why am I saying shit like that where there's a head on the countertop talking? Why do I say this? I hate when I do that. Horror movie logic. I know better, but still. Gotta complain about something sometimes, okay? Even though I don't like when other people do it, so whatever. We are at 54 minutes, 50 seconds. Anton's exhausted. He's kicking his ass. And it went well. But now he made a boo-boo, a big tactical error because that hand's free now. And he just let Anton know that in blood on the floor. Bad move, Anton. Bad move indeed, my friend. Because now it's free to do whatever it wants. Earlier, at least you had it controlled, and it's the devil you know, and you know it's at all times, man. If anything, sit it down and then give yourself the stranger, perhaps. But now you let this bad boy loose, and he's going to go after Molly's fine ass. Way to go, Anton. I don't care if it killed you and your friends, but not Molly. Excuse me for 1 second, everyone. So, oh my god, excuse me. What's idle hands without a little weed? We are at the 55 minute, 35 second mark. 55 minutes, 35 seconds, and Molly's trying to get in. Anton's on the hunt for the hand, and then he looks up. What's the name of the hand in Addams Family, anyways? What's the name of it? Is it Thing? I was going to say Cousin It, but I think that's the hairy creature. So is it Thing, the hand? So anyways, the same hand from Addams Family is now attacking Anton's face as Molly is begging to be let in to get taken to the dance, and she looks beautiful. But Anton fighting for his fucking life and he can't see shit. I always wonder, how strong is that hand? I mean, it doesn't have any leverage, so it's just doing work with what? I don't know, how it's getting leverage. But now we have where they have like that urban legend of putting the dog in the microwave. They showed that in that movie, Urban Legend. Very sad scene. But this is happening to a chopped off hand that is hell bent on murder. I think it's okay for that hand to get the chair or the equivalent of the chair in there. And that just makes me really afraid of microwaves. It really does. But that hand is getting it real good. But he should have left a note to his friends like, hey, man, that hand is no good and it's in there. Leave it in there. And she looks all fine. And then he comes out with that. He has a Target bag. Anybody notice that on his nub? He's got a Target bag on there. Good for Anton. And she's like, oh, well, what are you supposed to be? Baby snakes? Did anybody else question why they chose that lover's nickname? Baby snakes? What the shit is that? That's ridiculous. That's more unbelievable than anything else in this movie. And we got the other two showing up, again, with good intentions. They show up with medical supplies and some frozen burritos. Amazing. And you gotta, I mean, like, Mick is the man for his friends. He's always trying to help him out. Trying to help his homeboy get his head reattached to his body. Trying to help out Anton. I mean, that's what's up. That's what you want in a friend. Even if that friend kills you. My man's doing work here. That looked very painful. Getting that cooking utensil shoved into where your spinal cord should be. I don't think, I mean, has anybody watched that show Face Off? Love that show. But that reminds me of all like the cool work that they're doing here. That's beyond commendable. I just can't find a better word for that because I wish I could be that artsy, and that's cool to make creations like that, to make these zombie looking, creations. Now these guys are hungry even though they're dead. Oh, maybe time out. They are discussing burrito time. They are at the microwave, and this line gets me. I might have to make this into a short. He's like, "Oh man, gross. Maybe we should clean it." Hey, yeah. After that, we can clean the whole fucking house. That line delivery. This ain't our mess. And they unwillingly let go of the hand. So now the hand is loose into the Haddonfield. It is thing, isn't it? Okay, that's what I thought. So thing just shot off in the Haddonfield neighborhood. And the director, fabulous job. Like, it's been a while. Last time I watched this movie, it was for writing the review. So most of the time, I'm just, I don't know. It's a weird writing process. It's hard to explain. Don't get to enjoy watching the movie. Watching it now, I'm noticing more things, and the style of the director did a magnificent job of that giallo element. Like watching the way he uses the camera, it's almost like how Wes Craven did that shit in the opening of Scream. With like kind of like following Casey, and she was the main character, but it felt like she was even in her own house being followed, like prey. Here, he does it a lot where like it feels like something else is creeping up on them, which is a cool feeling as the audience member. Oh, that's disgusting. He's eating the food and it's just like popping out of his throat. Oh, I forgot I hated that part. I haven't seen that in a while. But solutions. We're gonna tape that shit up. Because everyone knows if you can't duck it, fuck it. That's right. But still, it looks like Dookie coming out of his goddamn throat. That's disgusting, man. And they're over here singing burrito, burrito, ooh, ooh, burrito. More funny jokes. He's throwing a fit. He's like, hey, man, we only have one left. He's like, oh, you left my freaking hand out, man. And they didn't do it with malice in their heart. Yeah, and he's over here screaming at them like, bro, don't forget you killed us and your parents, man. And now your stupid ass hand is trying to kill the girl that you love. I don't know why she loves you back. So now we're cutting to 1 hour, 1 minute, 10 seconds. They are getting their big Lebowski on. They are bowling it up. Woo! I'm throwing rocks tonight. Randy's not having luck until he sees Vivica Fox. That foxy ass just walks in. And he's got his eyes on it. But she's looking for an idle hand. She's looking for a lead onto whose ass to kick to get rid of that spirit. She looks very homely here, but he don't care because he's very horny. I just noticed that Randy is very horny all over the place. First hitting on that girl, and now he's hitting on a nun, that horny mother trucker. And I forgot, there's something about that tattoo. Oh, that's what it was. Excuse me. That tattoo that he has, that Randy has, is the same tattoo that Woody Harrelson's character has in Natural Born Killers. What's up? But yeah, he has that right there. And now they're having some brews. I gotta love that. Bowling alley romance. I remember back in the day when I worked this job, I think it was Wednesdays, like dollar beers, dollar games, and I love the bowling alley element. I will always love it. It makes me happy. I'm sure they probably never pass health inspections, but that food is fire. Okay, cool. Looks like nobody's here. Daddy's going to take a quick smoky break. Oh my God. Pardon me. Now, Randy, as he was spitting game to Vivica Fox, They find that they have a connection here. He knows something that she needs to know, so they're off together to go find Anton. Because we gotta kick Anton's ass. And she is driving like a maniac. I would say that's all women, but excuse me. Being around Phoenix, man, everyone drives like shit. Anton's watching Night of the Living Dead. I'll take that back. Penub and Mick are watching Night of the Living Dead. Anton figures it out. We gotta go to the dance to save Molly because the hand wants her. Where's she gonna be? At the dance. Now, the dance at the gym, that gym is the same one from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie. I'm going to say that later on because I think I don't have that many people right now on live, but I'm going to say it again later on just in case more people hop on. Now, Anton is at a hero's journey mark where his friend's like, hey, man, just chill out. Get a little smoke in you, and you all good, baby. Don't worry about Molly or getting killed. Let the town do whatever. He's like, no, we're going to go off and save the day. And then Seth Green's like, no Kevin Costner speeches. Let's just go. And this was before, everyone hated Seth Green, but he was funny. He had a way of delivering his lines that was, I don't know. I grew up watching him like in Can't Hardly Wait. So it's just, he always made me laugh. I never noticed that. There's like a UK flag in front of Randy's house. I never noticed that. So they get back. We are at the 1 hour, 5 minute mark. They need a vehicle. They need wheels to get to the dance. Who's got a car available? Randy. But old Stubhand here, he can't drive. I can't drive stick anyways. But they're stealing Randy's truck that he loves more than anything, more than being horny. And these morons are just taking off. And they hit Vivica Fox and she flies. I shouldn't laugh at that. That's not funny. But if you've seen Superbad and that part where Jonah Hill gets launched as well, that shit, you shouldn't laugh, but that's why it's in the movie, for laughs. Now, Randy I'm not sure if he's more upset about his future romantic prospect getting hurt or his truck, but they take off, and I know he's going to kill them later on for taking his truck, but Randy here's an opportunist, and he gives the creepiest look, like she's down and out, like she just got hit by a truck, so she's just, and he's by her, just like how creepy. And then she calls him barf breath, which made me laugh. Who's got the barf breath? That's bowling alley beer. Ugh. And now we get some R-rated nasty shit as these teens are steaming up the window. And they're in Kiss makeup, which I hate that band. I don't understand anybody likes Kiss. I don't understand their music. It's dumb. But these hornbags here are getting it on in Kiss makeup, and they're getting hot and steamy. So, hey, let's roll down the window. And as she's showing her, the hand sneaks in, and the hand cops a feel and then makes that car bloody as hell. Surprising scene, but this part cracks me up because that gal, that actress, she was in Playboy. Don't ask how I know that. Okay, how I know that was my dad had a collection from he had a subscription for 12 years, 2 centuries. So I read all of them. She was in it. I forgot what month and what year, but she was definitely a playmate. Now she's in this part right here, and they're doing freaky deaky shit. You see her boobies. And you'll see she does a scream. Now, I'm not sure if she just had a shitty scream, but you can obviously tell the voice dub over, and it always irritated me. It just always has. Yeah. It's so awful. I hate it because the hand's right there, and you see that her mouthing isn't making the same noises that we are hearing. So it always irritated me. And great timing on this scene, too, because you see the blood splatter like that. Then we look up and we see Randy's truck driven around by the whack-ass Scooby gang. Can't even call them that. I don't know what these 2 dead friends and an amputee. And Jesus, they got jacked up in that car. And they make another stupid stoner, skivvy, 90s rude crash joke. Like, oh, what a waste. You didn't like Curtis. I was talking about that ass. Like, so again, the dance right here. I mean, what a badass dance. They have the Offspring playing, who had a song in their soundtrack. It was very popular. Shit, they're still popular. I just remember that stupid song, Pretty Fly for a White Guy, being played and sung everywhere. And we got Jessica Alba, gorgeous, but can't stand her dancing. But same gym. Again, same gym where Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I'm sorry, not the TV show, the movie. In Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, Buffy fights the vampires at the end in this gym. Pretty cool. And it looked cool for the commercials, seeing Jessica Alba dance, but seeing that move over and over, you're like, oh, it's not as appealing. Oh, that's a rabbit hole that we'll have to talk about later. It's kind of a dark rabbit hole, and that's one of those situations where it's like almost like Kevin Spacey. I hate that all the stuff that he's done and accused of, but it's like shit. I love his work. I hate saying that, but he did great movies, you know. And Seth Green, same thing. Like there's a lot of stories and allegations about him. I'm not sure what's true, but there's a lot. And anytime I post anything about Seth Green on my Instagram or TikTok, people immediately start saying stuff. So it's again, I don't know all of it, and I'm not going to say anything about it. It's just you hear it, and this is one of those art from the artist. He's wonderful in this movie, even in It 1990 version. So we are at the 1 hour, 10-minute mark, 35 seconds. This part is weird because we got this principal in his office while this dance is going on. Okay, yeah, let's do this. A principal of the high school while the dance on Halloween night is going on in the gym. There's a curfew. These kids don't have anywhere else to go, so it's going to be a packed house. This motherfucker is in his office dirty talking with like his pants down. How weird is that? I never noticed how weird that was until the guy's at his house. Or I tell you what, even if he's there when no one's there, I guess it's weird, but it's not as bad because no one's at the school. He knows there's a dance going on and he's doing his naughty talk. Good job. The thing from Adam's family getting his ass. I think I ripped his dick off. Yeah, the guy's like, oh, I'm hot. Oh, I'm really hot. I can feel you. And then that hand just bursts out like from like Alien and just But isn't that wild? Look at that. This dude is literally nasty talking it up in his high school office while a dance is going on. That's some sick shit. And this hand is just leaving a trail of blood for Anton just to find. We've got Randy and the resurrected nun. And Randy is so mad. And when I first saw this movie, and maybe anybody else that's seen this, did anybody think that Vivica Fox was kind of shady and she wasn't actually who she said she was? Like, I for real thought that maybe she was trying to maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? Be like a minion and try to serve the hand. Oh, sorry. The hand right now has the pencil eraser and it's sharpening its individual fingers to have like Freddy Krueger like razors on the end. Like, it's not just the nail that looks sharp as shit. It's like the whole phalange. It's insane. Regina Phalanges. And so Vivica Fox, she finds Anton, and I for real was like, okay, I think she's full of shit. But then we find out, no, she for real. She tries to stab his ass with that fancy sword, and she is fucking him up. Like, damn, she's like, take this, honky. Pop, pop, pop. That was a good judo throw. Holy shit. And then Randy joins the fight. He's like, "Yeah, fuck him up, kitten." Whoa, kitten. That's too like his. He's changing gears. Isn't that knife a little extreme, kitten? Who calls a girl kitten? That's pretty funny. He bites the shit out of her. This is a good fight. And then he gets up. Randy's all pissed off, like, "You stole my truck." I like that. His conviction is to his Ford, and he got mad about it. What a cool knife. That's a badass knife. And he reveals his wound. It was a Target bag that he had on the end of his little stub right there. And she said the same thing, like, "You dumbass. Why did you let that hand go to go kill everybody? Are you insane, Anton? You must be." That nutmeg and oregano really jacked you up. Has anybody been curious to try that? I've said it several times now, and now that I've been saying it out loud, I'd be lying if I wasn't a little interested. I'm not going to, but now she just did a revelation right here where she's like, "We've got till midnight." He's like, "Oh, we've got 3 hours, baby. We got 3 hours." But no, I think she said Druid time. It's actually like 9 o'clock, so they got like 6 minutes until this thing's gonna take as many souls to hell as it can. And now we got some necrophilia going on. That hot girl that was getting hit on earlier, she's making out with Penub. Penub, you should say something, bro. You know that's wrong. Yeah, it is. It's a bummer because I really do like Seth Green, and as an actor, again, I don't know everything, so art from artist, I have to do one of those things. Now we've got the stoner, the nun, and the truck guy in the gym trying to say, okay, trying to warn everybody that we got a psycho isolated hand on its way to kill everybody. Get out. Of course, you're going to get laughed at. These guys are all hopped up on probably whippets and weed and wine coolers and hormones. They're not going to listen to this idiot with one hand. Great. I mean, they probably thought it was cool makeup, but yeah, see, they're pelting him like, "Get off our stage, a loser." And they should have listened to him, but we're going to have like a Carrie situation as the hand comes down and rips off Dexter Holland's head. I can't remember, I can't believe I remembered his name, Dexter Holland. How did that, I mean, I hope I'm right. I'm saying that with a lot of confidence. But the dude from Offspring gets his freaking skull peeled back, and it's mayhem. Excuse me. I was just thinking, like, he does. I mean, he releases the light beams, but what movie was it where they show people getting? Maybe it was Thanksgiving, where they showed more people like getting stomped on, and that would have been cooler for this scene, considering they're locked in there. And everyone's trying to get out of there. And I'm sorry, I noticed the conflicting outfits between Molly and her friend. We have the angel and the devil right there, which is pretty funny. I never really noticed that either. Why do they always show movie events as pretty like big to get there? I'm claustrophobic. I'm claustrophobic as fuck. And even crawling through like seeing Die Hard, I couldn't imagine. Excuse me. But what I've heard that these events aren't big like that. Like, this is strictly a cinematic thing. But we have these two gals going through. We are at the 1 hour, 17 minutes, 17 seconds. And we've got the girls going through the air ducts. And there goes the hand too. I mean, it's awesome seeing Jessica Alba like this. But now we have the fan. This is another great gory moment. I mean, this is like some Hostel / The Collector Part 2 shit. It's amazing. For a comedy, again, comedy horror, I didn't expect this movie to go so hard with the death scenes. But here we have Molly, and I forget the girl in the devil outfit's name, but they're trying to escape the hand, and they see this fan that's going crazy. So, like, we have to get through it. Let's stop it, and we'll be fine. It gets so bloody. I didn't think it was going to get this bloody. This is a bloodbath. I'm not going to say like the shining elevator type of blood, but there's a lot of blood that's going to come out right now. And I didn't expect that. But hell, we are in the third act, so pull out all the stops. The fan's looking okay. They're going to jump through. Where did she get that whip? Did she have that whip on her the whole time? Oh. So they're going to make their move. You want to survive. And that shoe is holding the fan pretty good. And here we go. So Molly makes it. She goes first. Then we have the moron twins. We got Mick and Penub coming. And I think one of my favorite parts is coming up. Besides Anton pop walking into that beam, this next part where here it comes. We are at the 1 hour, 19 minute, and 7-second mark. They're going through the vents. He's got his thing still, and he's walking, saying how much that Molly needs him. And he's like, oh yeah, she needs you like a fish needs, and whap, he gets stuck. When I was writing the review, I forgot about that part, and I lost it again. Right when he hits it, his bottle hits the vent, and he gets stuck. He's like, oh, well, that sucks. Here we go. I'm going to press. And that's impressive. I wonder how many takes it took to get that shot where he's crawling and just gets stuck right there up against it. That's smooth. That was very smooth with it. And we have Molly here telling her friend to get the hell down. You have a chance. Get down. I guess I'm not going to say she had it coming. All of a sudden, the whip gets pulled up from behind her. I feel kind of bad for this girl. I mean, uh-oh. And the thing here put the noose on her, kind of. So oh my God. And this is what I'm talking about. The blood splatter everywhere. She jumps down and it looks like, oh, this is like Final Destination where they confuse you about what's going to be the actual cause of death. We're seeing her right now. She's like getting choked from that whip. The thing put it on her. She's down there, but the evil hand pulls out the high heel, allowing that fan to just decimate her. Like, oh, she's everywhere. And this part always makes me laugh. Where Jessica Alba walks into the art room, she's like, and she just, here it goes. She gets smashed with like a pottery, and she just, oh, just. The moron twins find that poor girl just. You see her gloves like hanging down from. Oh my God! All right, we are coming close to the end. We're hour 20, 52 seconds, 53 seconds. We're about to an hour 21 minutes. Everyone. Art room again. Molly just got popped. So she's out of the fight. Not that she was even in the fight. I forget about this doll, that little like puppet thing. The hand's in it, but seeing the puppet and its eyes float around like that. Oh shit, I'm going to make that into a clip. Surprisingly scary. It's like, that's not part of the movie. It's not. Just like Poltergeist when they had the clown. That shit was scary. It's not the focus. It's not the clown. But just seeing it, again, we have another puppet going after Anton. Scary shit. And how strong is that hand? We always say, like, how strong is Chucky? I'll give that little bastard some credit. But this hand, it's not a lot to work with her. Talking about strictly leverage. How strong can this hand be? But now he's got him under control. He's beating the shit out of him. And then what happens? Penub and Mick come to ruin the day. Anton had him on the ropes. And then these two drop down Boondock Saint style and ruin it. But hey, we need some more conflict before the end. So what do we have? About 3 more minutes before this hand takes Molly to hell? Is Anton going to let that happen? Fuck no, man. He's a good dude after. No, he's not. I hate him. And look, the color schemes again. They show her dress getting taken off and her screaming, of course. Guys like me back in the day were like, oh man, look at her, she's so hot. Ugh. But the colors are amazing, and you have this mean looking puppet. Like he just got those evil eyebrows as he's pulling down the crank, and she's gonna meet her doom. And this thing has a death grip, it will not let go. Back to my question. Is this thing on the juice? How strong is it? It's not an Arnold Schwarzenegger arm. This is Devin Sawa's arm. And in the midst of all this crisis, Seth Green finds an amazing bong. It's Mighty Joe Bong! See, the stoner humor, everyone laughed at that. I wasn't really into weed in high school, so all was like, ha, 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 really fucking funny. I didn't like that one that much. But, so they can't get the hand off, so you gotta improvise. How do we get the hand to let go? Stoner time, boys. Let's get some weed. Puff, puff, pass, baby. Puff, puff, pass. And they do that to the hand right as Jessica Alba is about to get crushed. Looking so fine in that outfit still. So they're smoking out of this ridiculous invention from shop class. And she's like, you're getting stung with your friends? And that is pretty funny. She do got a point. And they're getting the thing nice and high. Again, when I was in high school, I did like the stoner humor, but I didn't really get it. And sometimes I felt it was forced. But hey, that's what the movie is. Stupid stoner comedy horror. And its eyes even turn all red like that. Like, you see my eyes red like that? No. You know why? Lights. That's why I use lights so you can see how high I am. But there, you can see that thing super high. And you see the hand. And I'm sorry, just the way it was stuck in there. How is that stuck in there? Again, horror movie math. I gotta stop trying to make sense of a movie like this. And this hand is trying to attack Anton and Vivica Fox with that killer dart throw. And you would think more because the the knife and hand gets stuck to Seth Green's body and just very anticlimactic. And he calls it out, which is pretty funny because, yeah, there's nothing like hellfire and like the ending of Lost Boys where they're all like going nuts. No, this just boop. And now like she's all proud and she's looking for some ritualistic sex to, I guess, celebrate or to complete whatever just happened. But oh man, it's gonna be some stinky ass sex, bro. It looks stinky and smelly. Whatever. Anton gets the knife and now releasing. And when did it get time to paint that pentagram up on the roof? But she's looking gorgeous. And of course, he gets, oh, you saved my life. Kissies. Ugh. But they go under the car. And I think anybody watching this for the first time wasn't really like, oh man, you should watch out for the car. Nobody saw this coming. So they're getting high. We save the day. And then they accidentally, right as he touches her cheeks, you know what? Okay, kill him. He touched her butt. Better. Oh. So they're fighting over weed. He hits the lever and bye-bye, Anton. That car crushes him. That's why I watched this movie. Just for that ending. To see after he put his filthy hands all over my woman for 91 minutes, I'm glad he got his. That car did what all of us had dreamed about doing after he put his hands on her. And here it comes. How does this work? I mean, like, it's like the lights for heaven for these two? Because Anton did kill a lot of people. He didn't mean to, but he did kill a lot. And instead of going to heaven, we got some more Sublime going on, I think. And he's in a full body cast. I always think about that. Like, how itchy and shitty would that be? Like, you're in a full body cast, and all of a sudden, your floating rib area is itchy, and you can't itch that shit. And I just noticed he's in the full body cast, and I was like, oh, where's his other hand? Oh, I forgot he chopped it off. Doug Gilbert. But he's all hemmed up in a freaking hospital bed. She's all like, "You are so cool for skipping heaven and being with me." And his best friends show up though, so honestly, man, and they got angel wings. I don't know if I would want my best friends as guardian angels because I don't know what they would do to me. I have no idea. They would probably set me up with some really bad shit, those assholes. But to be fair, if I was the guardian angel for any of my best friends, it wouldn't be good. Just like the ending of this. Like they get theirs at the end, messing with him, and he deserves it. You can't just get a hot ass girlfriend like Jessica Alba and not pay the price. Stay in that body cast. But we are ending the near the end of the movie. They hit the lights, they're going off. Anton wants to get a little resty rest. He looks up and screams, "I'm under the bed." Little callback from the beginning, and he's freaking out. But they did it to him. But what if he had a heart attack? I would have. As brave as I like to say I am with all my addict review shit, I'm still a fraidy cat. And that would scare me real bad. So we end the movie with that. Everyone, thank you for watching. And again, like just some post-credit thoughts. What a fantastic movie from the 90s. I mean, this is one of those that would never be allowed to be made nowadays because it's so crass. It's, anything you say on there, oh, you're any kind of phobia you can imagine, they probably throw it at here. But we didn't get upset at this. I mean, like some of it was like, oh, you shouldn't have said that, but hey, we're just doing a comedy. We know impact versus intent. There's a lot of that in this movie. I mean, late 90s, early 2000s, what a time to be alive when you were allowed to laugh. This movie is always great for laughs. They push a lot of boundaries. I mean, and shit, like I said, the topic of Anton, his parents, that kind of had to, push back the release, I believe, of Idle Hands because of the events of Columbine. And interesting time to be alive because I remember they were blaming the Matrix, they were blaming Mortal Kombat, they were blaming Marilyn Manson, everybody. And so this movie was about to be released, and what happens? Excuse me. Something horrific happens. But, like to say in Psycho, almost like, don't blame the movies. It's people already have this in them. It's unfortunately. But you can't say that, this movie's going to make them do it. It's just, I always really frown when you see stuff like, oh, inspired by this movie. I'm like, they already had that in their heart. So Idle Hands is a wonderful movie despite being released around the time it got released. Very funny, and again, it hits other aspects of just horror. It's got comedy, obviously, but we also got a romance in here as well. We got an unapproved romance between Molly and Anton, but hey, I guess that goes along with every teen boy's fantasy of like the girl next door actually liking you. So when I look at it from that perspective, I still hate Anton, but still love this movie. If I'm ever sad or down, I'll watch it. Great movie. Thank you all for watching. Look forward to movie night next week. Smile Tiger. Thank you all for watching. I'm done.